Sacred harmony, vibrating right between my love. Notes are healing me. The melodies, they come down. Step into this light. You can understand the vibe. And don't make plans for me, 'cause I ain't got no plans for you. All I want is here and now. Let away so I can move. And don't make plans for me, 'cause I ain't got no plans for you. All I want is here and now. We don't hold on to bad energy, we let it go. We don't hold on to bad energy, we let it go. Anyone that move like enemy, just let them go. We don't hold on to bad energy, we let it go. We don't hold on to bad energy, we let it go. We don't hold on to bad energy, we let it go. Anyone that move like enemy, just let them go. We don't hold on to bad energy, just let it go. Just let it go.
Hi guys, Jason from Spaces, and today I'm here with Leanne Robinson, singer-songwriter, actress, performer, West End.
Oh God.
You know, my good friend Leanne, who I've known from a long time. It's good to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for having me, because actually we're here in Leanne's dressing room for her hit show, Book of Mormon. I did say that right, didn't I?
Yeah, the Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not Norman. So again, thanks for having me.
Thank you. I appreciate the interview, I suppose. Well, it's obviously because I know you, so it doesn't feel like so. Do you know what I mean? It's more like a chat, and yeah.
Yeah, it's just like our usual chats, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
Because we've been talking about this for a little while now. Because I mentioned when I actually came up with the idea, and as I said to you guys, it was my cousin Sherman. Leanne was one of the first people I thought of, even though Leanne isn't necessarily a musician. But
Okay, pause. Can we just clarify for the people out there? Voices are instruments. They're not physical. You can't see them. Well, you can on a camera, but they're very much instruments. I can't stand.
You can't stand musicians?
No. Definitely instruments.
Yes, and I will be featuring quite a few vocalists actually, but Leanne was one of the first that came to mind, because actually I remember, this is going back years now, Leanne first sung, I think it was one of the first places I saw you at Wood Street, I think, singing. How old were you then? About 7? And I think 7?
I don't even remember.
Maybe. Maybe. I'm just trying to remember, and I think I only just started playing keys at the time. You know, and Leanne had to pick one hard song. I just can't remember what the song.
Sounds like me. So I can't sing, but I'm gonna sing it anyway.
So we're here today, and I'm just gonna go through questions to just get from Leanne. You know, her insights, experience, inspirations, etc. Leanne doesn't know what sort of questions I'm going to ask her.
Not a thing. It's going to be a whole lot of babbling, but it's okay.
Yeah, so I've got them written down, hopefully, so that I don't mess up myself, as I tend to do. All right. So the first question for you, Leanne. How old were you when you discovered your passion for music, and what inspired you?
It's a heavy question. How old was I? I mean, I think I always like singing, like just because. I don't know if I was necessarily aware that I could sing well. Do you know what I mean? In my thing, it was just I just enjoyed doing this. I grew up in church, obviously, and then I grew up watching like loads of Disney films, and just there's loads of music. And so I realized there's this thing that I like to do. Like I was going to, adult choir rehearsals, and then I just end up singing, and then before I know it, I was part of the choir, and I was like, yay. But I don't think I was conscious of my gift, if you like. I think, when did I discover, I don't know, I think it's just something that I've always just done, and then I think I realized that I could do it well, or that I could make this something when I kind of started singing lessons with Denise Wisdom.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and like she saw me singing at Luton, and then she moved actually not next door, to the road next to my house. And then I started doing singing lessons with her, and then I think that's when she took me to the studio for the first time, and she kind of introduced me to different singers, because we were a gospel household, so that's what we played. But she just introduced me to different music, and then I think that's when I kind of really discovered my craft, singing as a craft, rather than just singing for the sake of singing, or singing because I was in church, but really looking at it from a technical point of view, and developing it into something that I could live off, if you like. So yeah, I guess that's where my true passion for not just singing, but using singing as work. I don't like calling it work, but it is work. Like it's work. So yeah, maybe then, and maybe I was about 12. 13 when I started doing lessons with her.
Okay.
And like when I first went to the studio and stuff, I was about 12, 13.
12, 13. Yeah. Do you remember like what was your first recording or anything like that?
Yes, I do. I do. It was a song that she wrote herself called "Send In My Love."
Okay.
Yeah, "Send In My Love," a song that she wrote, and I remember I recorded it, and they played it back to me, and I cried. I cried my eyes out, because it felt like I literally hysterical tears of just like, is that me? Like kind of almost meeting myself for the first time. It was very bizarre. And for a long time, I don't think I really liked the sound of my own voice in a weird way. I didn't. I was a bit like, it's kind of like, yeah. But everyone else did. I was a bit like, okay, but I'm not sure.
We tend to be our worst.
Honest to God, like I wasn't sure. I was like, guys, I don't know if this is it. Because especially when you grow up listening to singers that I listen to, and then you hear your baby 12, 13-year-old voice, it's a bit like, it's not quite there yet, is it? But yeah, I guess that's where it kind of began.
So like from the age of 12, 13, that's when you decided, I'm going to make singing.
Well, yeah, I think that's the first time I kind of realised that I could, in a very realistic kind of way, because I think you kind of grow up and you think, oh yeah, I'll be famous one day, but you don't really, I don't know if you mean it or know what to do, because I guess in everyone's mind, one day you're just going to get discovered by someone, you're going to wake up and you're going to be really famous and it'll be all great, and someone else will do all the work, but it's not like that. Do you know what I mean? Especially if you don't come from that community or have those connections. Generally, you gotta work really hard to make it become a reality.
And be fortunate.
And yes. So yeah, I think that.
Yeah.
I think I've answered your question.
All right. So then, when did you then discover songwriting?
So same, like Denise also kind of helped me to discover songwriting, because I've always written. So like I was very good at English, I was very good at writing stories, I was very good, always been very good at language and putting things together. But just never wrote songs before. And so she kind of just encouraged me to try and write songs, and we'd write songs together, and just from there.
So, have you written any songs for any famous people?
For any famous people? No.
Other than yourself?
No. Z-lister. No. No, I mean, I've done some cool collaborations with still me singing, but I haven't written for anyone famous yet. Maybe I will. I mean, I'm still very much concentrating on myself as an artist, rather than wanting to write for loads of other people, even though I know loads of artists do it and I think it's great. But I also feel like writing for other people is a skill in itself. Like, not everyone can do it, because most of the time you see when people write for other people, it's like they're writing for themselves, and it's like, no, that doesn't work for that person. So that in itself is a skill all alone. So I think, yeah, it takes kind of time and conscious effort to write for someone else in the style that they would want it in, rather than just writing a song for you to give to someone.
It's interesting, because I'm going to delve deeper into that. So, like, what inspires you to write, and how do you go about it? Is there some sort of formula that you stick to, or it just comes?
No, listen, no, you know what? Yeah, the whole "it just comes" like magic. I don't really believe in that per se. Like, you have those moments. You do have those golden moments. Like, I was in the shower, man, and or I was sleeping, and then, you know, the song just fell into my spirit or whatever. Like, those moments do happen.
Yeah.
But I think if you're trying to consistently build a catalogue or like consistently write songs, it has to come out of discipline and repetition. So you gotta say, I'm gonna write today at this time in this place, whether I feel inspired or not. Because, you know, like anything, you have to practice to get better.
Yeah.
Like, if you just keep waiting for inspiration, what if you're not inspired for like a year and a half?
Yeah,
what are you
trust
gonna
me.
do? Do you know what I mean? So I feel like, especially because writing is a creative thing, so people are like, you know, I just want it to flow through me and think. Listen, at the same time, if you're trying to make this work in a professional type of way, you do have to approach it in a professional mindset as well. And so I believe you have to, like, because like full-time songwriters, they go to the studio every day and they sit there and they write. Whether it comes out good or bad, they go and they write. Every day. That's their job. Do you know what I mean? So it's not just, you know, airy-fairy, want it to fall out the sky. I think it does, you need some structure as well. I think so.
Okay, so then what's the first thing you start with? Do you
Me?
usually start with
Me.
the chorus
Me.
or a verse?
I don't know, it depends. That part depends. Like, sometimes I get given beats, and I guess whichever section kind of inspires me the most. I think I'm quite a chronological writer, so I generally start in the beginning. And also I'm kind of like, I need words. Like, I need a topic, I need a theme more so before a melody.
Right, okay.
I know a lot of people don't write like that, but I'm kind of like, I want to know what it's about, because I feel like that will lend to where it moves.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if it's sad, it might be a bit slower. If it's happy, it might be like jumpy. So I kind of need the feel of what the song's about to kind of guide me through the shape of the song, if you like.
Yeah, and it's interesting again, because talking to Sherman, who we both know, over the years we've just seen your development as a songwriter just grow and grow. And it's like, I sent Leanne a track, was it last year? I think it was last year actually.
Oh yeah. Was
and
it
then,
that long
and
ago?
then yeah, it was that long ago. And then within a couple of days, Leanne sent it back to me with words, and she recorded it, and I sent it on to Sherman, and Sherman was like, yo.
But that takes practice, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like it doesn't come overnight. It doesn't, because I will openly say, I don't think I'm like a naturally gifted writer the way I'm a naturally gifted singer. So I have to work a lot harder on writing.
Well, you could have fooled me.
No, but it doesn't. It is like, it's harder for me to write a song rather than sing a song, if that makes sense, especially from a mental point of view. So in order to get better, I just had to keep doing it.
Hopeless, futile pictures painted so you're broken. Pieces all over the floor, now you're choking. And heaven only knows why you were chosen to carry this cross of yours. But my arms are open, and if you're chains are broken.